And the thing that pisses me off the most is that I can't do anything about it.
I want to leave you, but you will follow me.
If you're out there, tell me, do something.
I try to like people.
I've done things, bad things.
And yet I see them smile, I see them laugh.
It's the only thing that seems to stay the way I want it to.
I was brilliant, exceptional.
How are you supposed to know which parts are good?
Being around people is a struggle.
Which parts are not?
You'll never leave me alone, will you?
And the thing that pisses me off the most is that I can't do anything about it.
I think they didn't like me either.
And I thought that I was a good person and that I had a good perception of people.
You were such a fucking prick.
Something broke with me.
How are you supposed to know how to live your life?
The first time I stopped breathing was when my brother killed himself. I like control. I like being in control. I like knowing how my day is gonna go, how my week is gonna be, ideally how my year is gonna go. But as I grow up, I find that control is a massive fucking illusion. Almost nothing is up to me. A lot of choices are made for me, actually, like even being born. That's something that my parents decided for me. And yes, I know that people say you don't have control over the things that happen to you, but you can choose how you react to them. And that's just fucking bullshit. I've never been able to control how I react to a situation. I always give in to my impulses and then regret them. I find it hard to accept that anything in my life can change at any given moment. I hate not knowing. I want to know when the good stuff are gonna happen in my life because I want to remember them, and I want to know when the bad things are gonna happen because I want to be prepared. But that's impossible. One moment you're at the peak of happiness and the next you're just trying to remember how to breathe. That sounds ridiculous, trying to remember how to breathe. That was the first thing I did when I was born. I gasped for air. It was just instinct. I didn't have to think about it. It was just there. In a way, the mind surrenders to the body and it's beautiful. So how is it that the only thing I thought was going to be there, no matter what, all of a sudden disappears and I'm gasping for air? It's a second, you know, it's not even a second, it's a millisecond. The air just won't go to my lungs and my throat closes up, my ribs stop expanding and there's no space for the oxygen to go in, so I gasp for air. Because there's nothing else I can do.
Every time I've spoken to you, you've never spoken back. Although given our mutual disdain, I don't blame you for the silent treatment. You've always been indifferent, silent, and yet I'm here again. Not because I need you, I just don't have anybody else. I'm tired. How much more do I need to push to finally stop pushing? And how long? I was brilliant, exceptional, but now I'm just a shell of who I used to be. Why? What have I done to deserve this? All I ever wanted was to be the best I could ever be. Never asked you for anything. How could I? You were never there for me, even when I begged you to. I had to live through mom's tears and dad's whips all on my own. I could only pray for so long. And yes, I'm here now, but where else do I go? Who has the answer? Somebody is to blame for this mess. I tried to do good, I really did. You know, picking up that knife was the hardest thing I ever had to do. Everything else just flew by. The tussle, his struggle, sneaking away from the crowd, everything else flew by. Just picking it up required all my might. But I had to do it. A waste of a man who lets his children starve while he drowns himself, while he drinks himself till he drowns in his own misery. Yeah. I rid those kids of an eventual burden. I wanted them to grow up free, liberated, unbridled. I wanted them to soar above the clouds, nothing holding them back, a full life. When I never had. You know, people say that I am a bad person, but they're people. Most of them don't know what's good for them. All they do is jump from ideologue to ideologue, latching on to anything that promises them a comfortable future full of happiness. No obstacles, no suffering. Isn't that what you promise? But you and I both know that's not true, is it? To live is to suffer, isn't it? And yet who sees that? Nobody. Nobody except a few. We lucky few. We lucky few that see through all the bullshit that you sell. So many buy into this, but the rest of us, those who see through this web you've woven, let's be honest, we're the ones who know what's truly good. We see that, and let's be honest, that threatens you, your power.
You went, and then left at the tree with leaves, came back to the lamppost, and you find your way to this bench. No, they say retracing your steps helps you find things, but why is it not working now? You didn't decide that you were strange, they did. No, it was left at the bench, and then back to the lamppost, and then to the tree with no leaves, and I don't like people. There, I've said it. I don't like people. I've tried to, but they just keep changing all the time. My mum says you always have to be nice, but they're not always nice back. They've got to learn, she says, but they never do. I want to talk about my favourite things. I don't want to listen to what other people say. I don't want to know how you are or what date you're on this week. I want to talk about my favourite things. My favourite things, like music. I love music because it never changes. It stays the same way every time I listen to it. Every note, every rhythm, every sound, it stays the same. It's like this park. I used to come here as a kid with all my friends. There was John, who lived at number 1, and then Sally at number 2, then Charlie at number 3, and then all the way at number 10 was Emily, but Emily with a Y, not an I-E, as she continuously told our friend James once before punching him in the face like a boxer. They're a couple now. They live at number 8, but not on this street. Now, Charlie lived at number 3 with his mum, but not his dad, because they don't live in the same house anymore. My mum says it has something to do with the fact that Charlie doesn't have a female piano teacher anymore. They used to argue in the street every Saturday. See, I can remember those things, but I can't remember the important stuff like maths. Aren't you supposed to be good at maths? Are you supposed to be clever? That was James who used to say that. He wasn't very nice to me. But his dad's dead, so apparently that means you can be horrible to people. They were all my friends. Even when they knew there was something different about me. my thing. But apparently, my thing makes me clever. So maybe it can help me find my hoodie. It's funny, I've always seemed to have had a blue hoodie, and I don't remember ever buying one. But through my life, I've seemed to always had one. My mum said to me once, it'll be part of your skin. That was probably the most terrifying thing I ever heard in my life. But she says I need it. It's probably because it's cold. I know you're out there. Somewhere.
You would always make up games for me. You always wanted to play. It's like you never wanted to be yourself in front of me, and maybe I never saw who you really were. Or maybe you were scared. You were scared I was gonna sense something rotting inside of you. I remember one time I came back from kindergarten and you had just watched the new Ocean's 12 movie and you were obsessed with it. Obsessed. And you told me to go into my room and wait for you there. So then you called me back in an hour or so, and the whole living room was covered in red thread. You had replicated the scene from Ocean's 12, and you made me go through the thread without touching it, and it was actually quite fun. It was so fun that for the next 2 weeks, I made you do that every day, and you did it without question because you just loved seeing me happy. But there were also these moments where something would shift inside of you. One time you came into my bedroom, you woke me up, put the sheet over my head, put your whole body weight on me, and you just held me there. I was squirming under your arms, and you just held me there. I couldn't breathe, I couldn't move. And you finally let go of me. I was crying. I was crying and you were laughing. And even now when you're not here, you have put this burden on me once again. It's always in my mind, replaying, and it's like someone's trying to crush my head between their hands and I just can't take it anymore. I just fucking can't. I wish I could go back in time and remain there forever.
So yeah, I've done things, bad things, but I did them for good. You know, once you realize the lie you've been living, it's impossible to look away. And those who wish to look away, those who deny, what a fucking shame. You know, there's a reason why the feeble-minded ones are stuck in a constant loop. I mean, they don't have any great grand goal. They don't have a great grand ambition. They're content living a life that serves them nothing. Give them some food, some sex, and they'll probably throw everything out for this comfort. And then they bitch, they cry, they moan about the things that they lack. But I guess that's what cowards do. They follow some ideal laid out by others. They conform. They don't have the courage I have to question, keep questioning these ideals that others lay out for them. That's what they lack, the courage. And yet, I see them smile. I see them laugh. All these years later, I've forgotten what that feels like. No, is this what it means to go beyond human, or it's hell? I crave what I hate. I crave happiness. Your illusion of happiness, yet how the hell do you expect me to believe it when I know that it's not real?
Being around people is a struggle. They're always changing. That's why I have routines. I have them for everything. Even at home, when my mum and her friend move even the slightest bit of furniture, it terrorizes me. I have routines for everything. For my bedtimes, my meal times, everything. But especially for my job. I was a waiter. And it could be absolute chaos. So when I come in, I put on my... Oh. I've stolen my apron. I guess that makes me a criminal. But I'd rather be Superman. And like how Clark Kent is Superman, I am just trying to function, man. On Saturdays, we have our regulars. There's the family of 4. They go from screaming to shouting to swearing, and that's just the parents. 1 steak, 1 salad, and 2 kids' meals. Done. And then there's the happy couple. They don't say a single word to each other. They're my favourites. 2 soups. And then there's a little old man. He'd sit in the corner smiling, and he'd ask for the same thing. 1 black coffee and 1 in-house cake. £2.70 tip every time. And I could remember their orders to the point that I would guess them. The regulars would laugh, but my manager would... He'd tell me not to do it because it scares them. But through the evening of chaos, I would go home, I would take my apron off, I'd walk through the dead of night, and I would just sleep. To do it all over again. Round and round and round my world goes, like a well-functioning machine, everything moving in time, and nothing possibly nothing possibly until I got that text. Hi, son. I know it's been a while, but maybe we can meet up soon. Dad. I haven't spoke to him in a long time. We had an argument about there's the family of 4. And they go from crying to screaming to what where have you been? So steak, salad, and 2 kids' meals. And then there's the happy couple who don't say a single... Why did you seem embarrassed by me? Whenever you wanted to talk about me. 2 soups, isn't it? There we go. And then there's the little old man who would sit in the corner and he would smile and I miss you. I think, can we even make this right? I'll start again, sorry. So there's the family of 4, no, sorry, it's 2 soups, isn't it? And then there's the family, I'm fine, I'm fine, I swear, I'm fine, Why are there broken plates on the floor? Why is there soup everywhere? Why can I hear people laughing and cheering? And I hear whispers, and I know they're about me. I got called into my manager's office. I've never been called a spaz before now. But then again, I've never been told I was fired either. The walk home seemed so long that night. But I still come in, and I slam that door, and my mum hears me. I decide someone's to blame, so it's her. We have an argument. We say the things that hurt each other the most, and it all ends with me telling her to fuck off! And I run out into the dead of night. I have destroyed any safe place that I could possibly have, and all of a sudden I'm in this park. It's just me and this stupid hoodie. I don't even remember putting it on, but it's always stuck to me. So I take it off and I throw it into the night, and I just keep walking. It's funny how one small thing can bring your whole world crashing down. Like bowls of soup. Maybe that's why I need to find this hoodie, because it's a small part of me, but without it, for some reason, I just feel incomplete.
What if I did what you did? Would you like that? Would you like to see your sister hanging from the fucking ceiling? Answer me! Oh no, wait, you can't. I fucking hate you! I hate you for what you did to me! You were everything to me. You were my childhood, my teenage years, everything. You were such a fucking prick. Do you remember when we lived in that 4-story building and there was no elevator and mom and dad had went out and you were supposed to take care of me? I was 7, you were 16. And for some reason at that time you were obsessed with Coca-Cola. You drank like 4 liters a day of it. And the shop was right beneath our building, and because we had no elevator and you were a lazy fucking piece of shit, you would always make me go and get it. But climbing 4 stories of stairs with my tiny 7-year-old feet seemed like an impossible task for me, so I would always say no. But you didn't like that, did you? So what you would do was, you would go on to the balcony, close the door behind you, look me straight in the eyes, and you would start walking towards the railing very slowly while looking me in the eyes. And when you finally got to the railing, you would start climbing it, and you would tell me that you would jump off if I didn't go and buy you Coke. Those were the most terrifying seconds of my life. I held your life in my 7-year-old hands. And of course I would start screaming, no, and stop, and I would just run downstairs and buy you Coke. You tried doing that a couple of more times, but then I called your bluff and just stopped going. Is that why you did it? Because I didn't get you your fucking Coke? Is that why? Because I can go and get it right now. Just please just fucking stay. Did he have doubts? Did his hands shake, or were they steady? Did he take a breath before doing it? He didn't seem to have any doubts when we were little. He was always so sure of everything he was doing. He knew what would make me laugh, what would make me cry. He was my biggest hero. I remember calling you that night and hearing your voice so calm and collected. The next day you had taken your life. I don't know why you did what you did. I never will. And even if I had the chance to see you right here, standing next to me, and I could ask you all of these stuff, it wouldn't change anything. It wouldn't take the pain away. It wouldn't lift the weight I feel on my chest when I breathe. It wouldn't do anything. You know, I find it harder and harder to breathe these days. It seems like missing you has altered my brain and my body forever. I don't even remember what it was like breathing before you were gone. I just know what it feels like right now. It's suffocating and terrifying. But I guess that's just how life is. The more you live, the less breath you have. Your body just starts to close and close until there's no space left for the breath to come in. All I can do is try. Try my whole life to let breath come in. To let life come in. I won't let you suffocate me anymore.
Who puts a hoodie in a bin? This is very possibly the most embarrassing thing I have ever done. But then again, Mum did catch me performing the whole of Lion King, so this isn't a place to judge. Hello. I'm the one who's been chasing you. You don't look like how I thought you would. I thought you'd have a face. Nothing to say? It's like you've sort of, not like you've been latched on to me my whole life. You'll never leave me alone, will you? Everywhere I go, you will just follow me. And, you know, you're just like Mom. In fact, you might as well be the best of friends because you just baby me and you act like I'm made of glass. But she always likes to tell people about you, but when I want help and I don't get it, she yells at those people when they don't help me. But she forgets about you when it's convenient. When she messes with my routines and she has a strange man who comes into my life. Is he my new dad? I don't know. You know, if I was a doctor, I'd cut you out. I'd cut you out of my head and throw you to one side so I could just be normal. And I could do normal things like play football and be able to speak to girls and not worry about how loud a place is or how something feels. I don't like velvet. Why do you make me hate velvet? That's so fucking stupid. I lose so much in life because of you that I just want to die. But I know you don't hate me. In fact, you're the only thing that I know how you feel most of the time. Look, we need each other, because without me, you end up in bins. And without you, I wouldn't enjoy the things that I like, or love the people that I love. So, I propose a truce. Now, we're not going to get along every time, because we're what Mum calls stubborn. But maybe we can try. Starting now. I won't run away from you anymore. And so,
If this is my grand sacrifice, where's my prize? Where is she? The one thing that I cared about? I miss her warmth. She was perfect to me, for me. When she left, I let her go. I didn't stop her. I felt like I shouldn't. I mean, what kind of a man would she have spent her life with? Huh? Someone who lets adversity force him to give up his goals, or someone who fights for what he truly believes in? But she's never coming back, is she? But I still wake up every morning wanting to stroke her hair. I still want to have arguments with her. I know I will never win. I still want to just hold her, look into her eyes, tell her what she means to me. She was the best thing that ever happened to me, ever. And I let her go. I was too busy fighting a battle with you. I was too busy trying to prove to the world that you're a fucking fraud. But I'm done. I've lost everything. Perhaps it's you who took it away. I'll never know. You never really cared, so it's only fitting that I stop too. You win. And so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna seek out the one person that I truly cared about. I'm gonna get back that one thing that gave meaning to my life. Only this time, I will share her burdens the way she shared mine. I will live, and I will love, but I won't let you ruin me anymore.
I want to leave you, but you always follow me.
And the thing that pisses me off the most is that I can't do anything about it.
I've tried to like people.
I've done things, bad things.
And yet I see them smile, I see them laugh.
It's the one thing that seems to stay the way that I want it to.
If you're out there,
Tell me,
Do something.
how are you supposed to know how to live your life?